Shapfere Dinsang.
What is happening, guys? Welcome back to Shapfere Dintang. I am your host at the most, Kamala Munumbulelo, and I thank you so much for, taking the time out to lend me your ear, your eyes, and yeah, engaging on crucial matters in society. And who guys know, I'm sorry, it's so hot. Like it's so hot right now. I just kind of can't even find my fan. I'm too lazy to even go and look for a fan right now. So this is what we'll do, but it's actually helping quite a lot. Now, as I said in my last video, that so much has actually happened, within the country. We had obviously Indabaga Jup na Amanda Dupont, but also the likes of Masachaba and another young lady who, came to also talk about her alleged experience with Jup. And apart from that, like, there's just been a number of issues that we've just kind of been met with on social media, which I feel like it is time to talk about them, because there's certain topics that I always want to talk about, especially on my TikTok, because I feel like people get it, and because it is a platform that isn't really like Twitter, where Twitter you'll get crucified because you're talking about people's favorites. But the fact that everyone thinks the same way, right? People think critically because they know that it is a big elephant in the room. So we might as well talk about it. And that's the whole point of this channel, is that we need to also just unpack and, debate and engage and critically think about certain things that, we see in society. Some of us may experience those things, some of us may not. But it's also our duty to, kind of pinpoint, when things are wrong, and that things cannot always be right, especially where our favorite influencers, celebrities, personalities have done people wrong as well. To kind of give you a breakdown of what I'm going to be talking about today, I'm going to be talking about people's favorite person, doctor. Okay, I'm going to call her doctor for now. Dr. Sean Mkhize, formerly Mpisane. And if you don't know who that is, but there is a, lady by the name of Wama Mkhize. If you know the reality show, then you know who I'm talking about. And not only is the conversation about her, but it's also about just the, how our media has become so tone deaf, to a point where, there's also another subject that I also wanted to bring into the conversation today with regards to, highlighting and giving, former perpetrators the platform, especially where, GBV is concerned, but also just the timing of, doing certain things. So last week, I came across two covers that True Love basically had released for their, I think it's December issues. I'm just not too sure how many issues basically come out, because I always thought it was a monthly thing. So one of the magazine covers was of Sean Mkhize. Now, this entrepreneur, tinderpreneur, reality show, star, was on the cover with her son Andile as well as her granddaughter. Now, listen, I don't dispute that Mkhize, yes, in other areas of business, she has shown that excellency aspect, right? But we must be very, very careful in in putting certain individuals who are not supposed to be on front page covers in the same light as those who've worked so damn hard for the shit that they basically have. Now, what I mean by this is that we've gotten to a point where in the world in general, it's not even South Africans only, but we glorify what shouldn't be okay. You need to hear me out on that. We glorify things that shouldn't be okay, and that's the reason why in instances where the likes of Aboshonu Mkhize do the things that they do, because with us being as consumers, we aspire to being as rich as she has. And I'm not saying Uguti, look, we look, even with white people, it's the same thing, right? We know which there are people who have generational wealth based off of, or they've gotten it as a result of enslaving abantu abamnyama. No, but we're just pointing it out that, for me as a consumer looking at a magazine such as True Love, that has put Mkhize and her family on that front page, I have my reservations, man. Like, I really do have my reservations. And a lot of it has to do with, with what is this word? Oh guys, futhi nesilungu nje sengiyasogola manje. But basically a lot of the opinion that I hold is largely around her businesses, particularly her tenders that she had gotten from the eThekwini municipality. Because a few years ago, and here's the other thing also, please don't comment if you only know Mamkiza now, because Mamkiza and her family they've been splashed on newspapers before for izinto ezingekho right, and I will basically unpack this for you. So a few years ago, Mamkiza, as well as indoda yakhe, well, her strange husband now, Usbu Mpisane. So they were married. Usbu was a police officer or a metro cop, I think. And Spu, guys, seven or so. But there came a time where, because of his business interests with his wife, obviously they started getting tenders and whatnot. It just became a bit weird to see Usbu, still doing what he used to do as a cop, and basically coming to work in like flashy cars and whatnot. And I'm not gonna hold it against him, because these things do happen, right? However, there was a huge scandal. I think this was about 2008 or so, can't remember when exactly, but there was a scandal where most of the luxury cars were seized from their home. Now, all of us know what their home looks like in KZN, so you can only imagine how many cars would basically fit in there. When those cars were forfeited, it was because of the whole SARS issue. Now, the SARS issue you can follow up on her reality show, but that had a lot to do with Lezo Imoto Lezo, because there was issues of tax evasion and fraud through some of the tenders, and one of these tenders was through as I said, eThekwini municipality, where the couple actually got a tender to build RDP homes. Now, I'm not even kidding, but from what I understood, okay, so according to what her team apparently said at the time, that they were awarded 50 million rand to build these houses in Lies. Okay, sharp. So she owns a construction company, well, they both did, and they were tasked to then building, RDP homes and whatnot. And supposedly their last payment, which was about 4 million and something, it was such a long number, but the local councillor actually said we had made our final payment for them to basically finish the project off. And when I tell you Uguti, the project was not finished, I'm not even kidding, guys. So many homes went without proper roofing. There were no taps, there were no toilets. The plastering and Isamendenje was just in shambles, and people had no place to go. That was not decent housing according to the kind of quality that the government would expect. Of course, I'm also gonna blame eThekwini municipality and the fact that here are people who are literally just using the money for their own personal gain and using the rest, to kind of do the job because they so much can't do it, and because I guess the municipality at the time wasn't so strict in quality control on those homes. Because of that, so many people were obviously left homeless, and the fact that the workers themselves that were asked to build these homes were also not paid. And I remember when so this is when I first found out about this particular family, when they hosted a massive birthday party. I don't know who to be exactly, but there was a huge party that was hosted. So many celebrities, so many politicians were there. And of course, because people's favorites were there, people didn't really raise the alarms in terms of, hi man, guys, what's actually going on? Like, by Tolap. And what's worse is that 2 weeks after, was it 2 weeks after? Yeah, so basically the party happened 2 weeks after that final payment was made, and you're telling me these people were denying it all along. But anyway, I'm not here to kind of talk about all these things, all these stories and cases, but my point is, if a magazine like True Live is out here endorsing such individuals who can still get away with faking doctorate degrees from institutions that aren't even registered, then we've got a problem, because what you're also alluding to is the fact that your readers are basically dumb. That's basically what you're alluding to. It's quite disappointing, because I myself, the line of work that I'm in, I have to liaise with media all the time, and so sometimes you kind of think about the credibility of the publication, and it kind of like makes you think, oh, it's the guys. At this point, I've been the number of your of your magazine and not so much care about the content and who you basically put on the front page. Sorry, I'm literally speaking so much because I'm so passionate about this whole thing. And in light of just the corruption in the country as well, we need to call out publications that are also endorsing these types of behaviors from individuals who have been trialed in the public eye. I want to now jump into the whole Kabelo Mabelane, cover. So Kabelo, I think it was Kabelo's wife, Uke Mabelane, who is an amazing actress. She also she posted about the new True Love cover, which features her husband, as well as the two children, who's so cute. So I wouldn't have had an issue with this cover, Net, because I did have this discussion in one of my previous videos about kind of giving former perpetrators the platform to kind of move on, not really move on with their lives, but to kind of see what they've been up to. And because we know Guti, yes, Ukabelo is a reformed drug addict. He has been very open about that. And so for me, it was more the timing that was off, because we're currently in 16 days of activism against women and children abuse. And True Love decided to also just play dirty and actually have him on the cover. And I'm sure, look, it was probably innocent or whatsoever, but sometimes we need to read the room as journalists, as people who write these articles, who put these people on covers, because it says a lot. And the fact that I'm even talking about it, I obviously, because I read so many publications, for me it does raise red flags to assume that you as a publication are actually very, very careless in what you're doing, because literally 2 weeks before that cover came out, the discussion was had on social media about his history with a former personality as well, and how he had been so abusive at the time. And the fact that now he's working on a campaign that speaks to GBV, I just felt like the timing was just so off. And again, are we doing this because we're trying to sell units of our publications? Like, what is it? You guys literally need to make me understand, because I'd be so disappointed if that was the case, because we're talking about True Love, and True Love has exceptional black writers. And so someone on the team or the editor or whoever decided to that's the one. Must fucking lo muntu lo. And that's the reason why I felt like maybe some of these covers are actually bought me, Mali, because in my right mind, I'm just like, wow, okay, so this is what being in magazines actually really is about. And out of all the many people that you could have put on that cover, it had to get to this. I don't know, man. Like, I really, really don't know. But anyway, you guys let me know what you guys think. Ooh, batung slung. You guys must let me know what you guys think about this whole topic regarding True Love just being so tone deaf, and the fact that, look, True Love is not the only magazine that that's shown this kind of this type of ignorance to societal issues and all these things. But it also just makes you question, where is the authenticity? Or is it because authenticity doesn't sell, and that's the reason why a lot of these journalists don't really care for that? And yeah, guys, asazi, man. But anyway, thank you so much, guys, for tuning into today's episode. Please hit me up in the comment section down below. Let me know, engage, what do you guys think about the True Love covers, and I shall see you guys very soon.